Welcome back to PlayitRight TV. We're super excited to have tonight two of the group of Filipinos who are taking the Japan B-League by storm. And they are the brothers, 30 and Keeper Ravena. Hi, guys.
Hi,
Dyan.
Thanks, land of the rising sun. Yes.
First of all, tell us, how far are you from each other? Like, magkalapit ba yung yung base nyo?
Our prefectures are quite far from each other, but it's like a 2.5 hour drive, right, thirds? So it's like a 2 hour drive. So basically, you can still, within reach, you could still go to one another in our off days, which is really rare. But yeah, 30 made the visit already. The first time I came out of quarantine. So the first weekend he went to my place, and then we talked a bit, caught up with one another, and just called family back at home. So it was a pretty neat experience for the both of us.
Nice.
Tell us about your apartment. We understand it's a beautiful apartment, has a beautiful view of the lake. And 30 was telling us earlier that when he came to visit, I mean, wow, ganda. Tell us about it.
Well, yeah, here in my prefecture, Shiga, I'm in a city called Otsu. That's the city. And in Shiga, we have the biggest lake in Japan. Oh. It's the biggest lake in Japan. It's Lake Biwa. That's why we're called the Lake Stars. And it's so outside. Well, definitely you guys can see it right now. But in the morning, it is a fantastic view, especially when the sun is out. 30 saw it. And one time that we had our off day, we just went down, grabbed our fishing rods, and we just stayed by the lake.
Fishing rods! Wow!
Yeah. We bought ourselves some gear, pretending to be professional fishermen.
We're not going to talk about our catch.
But did you catch anything?
I did.
We don't.
I did.
It got away.
I caught one. But yeah, I mean the view's perfect. It's such a peaceful and very serene vibe, and it's always nice to wake up, especially preparing for practice. It gives you good energy and good vibes to go to work and start your day.
30, how happy are you to have your brother there?
Oh yeah, very happy, Miss Dyan, because I really have finally have family here. I had my uncle in Okinawa, but you have to take a plane to get there. But now he's very accessible. He's only a train ride away, or a 2 hour car ride away, and as well as the other Filipinos who are here. Miss Dyan, masaya na alam mong hindi ka nag-iisa sa journey mo ngayon, and you kind of feel empowered kasi nga lahat kayo may pinagdadaanan kahit mahirap, and it's just nice to be representing the country all together.
What about your surroundings, 30? We know about Kiefer's surroundings and the lake. What about your own base? What's that like?
Fields and greenhouses.
What's that?
Fields, puro palayan,
fields.
greenhouses. I'm in a very provincial setting, but fortunately we're in the middle of Japan, so location-wise we can go either east or west. Is pretty accessible kasi nasa gitna kami ng bullet train na line. So okay naman po to go to Tokyo or go to Kyoto. So those are both like east and west, pero accessible po siya pareha sa amin. So yun lang po yung maganda sa lugar namin. And our place is very peaceful as well. Very quiet.
30, tell us about basketball now. You've played 4 games so far this season. Your record is 2-2. Last season wasn't too hot for your team, Sanin. But you missed 42 games. So you sat out a lot of games. You only played 18 games. But now you're feeling good. I understand you've got a lot of new teammates. What's the outlook for this season? Good?
Hopefully po Sir Quinito, kasi yun nga, medyo struggling po kami last season. And personally, I was really struggling because of injuries. I had COVID, and towards the end of the season, I had the knee injury. So it was pretty tough for me. And this season, we had a good start. I didn't know what to expect because we have 8 guys who are new in the team. But when I came in for my first practice, it was nothing but, a great feeling kasi we clicked on and off the court, and our chemistry is really good. Hopefully it translates to the games throughout the season, and sana tuloy-tuloy lang po yung magandang pinapakita namin.
And what about you, Kiefer? What did your brother tell you about the league? And when you went there, I mean, was it exactly as he said it was? Or ano yung dating sa'yo? And how has it been for you in terms of the practices, the level, and everything? And how are your teammates?
Yeah,
you guys...
yeah, it's been fun. It's been a great 1 month for me, especially being able to go back and play basketball. Nakakatuwa lang din kasi even before when 30 was here, we would talk every now and then, telling me that competition wise it's getting tougher and tougher, and at the same time you play 60 games and back-to-back games are really difficult, and it's a game of consistency and a game of mental toughness. I would put it into context. It's tough. Sometimes you really feel really tired, and it's the players or the team who can come out and rise above those mental challenges. And for my team, we're 3-1 right now, and just excited of the journey. I'm not really used to being one of the older guys in the team because my team right now, surprisingly, we're the youngest team in all of B1, B2, and B3 combined. Wow. So we have an average age of 24, 25-year-old guys, and there's only one. We only have one player from last year's team.
Oh.
What? Only
yeah.
One
also new lineup.
Yes. So we only have one player, and actually we have two, but the other guy was a university player, so he came in half of the season. But there was only one player who played the whole season last year, and everybody else is new. Wow. A bunch of guys coming from B2. Our coach comes from B2, but our coach is Spanish. He's actually the assistant coach of the Spain national team, the assistant coach of Sergio Scariolo. So, Coach Luis Torres, and I've been trying to absorb everything that I can learn from him. I can apply to my career. I can help my teammates with, just mix the experience that I have internationally and apply it here as well. So far so good. Just like what 30 said, missing 42 games was really tough for him. So I guess every challenge in every team has the challenge of being healthy all throughout the season. So I guess the team who can do that, can pull that off, can really have a big chance of making it to the playoffs and making a good run for the championship. So that's what we're trying to do, and just pile up victories early as now, when teams are just trying to get in their forms. So hopefully we can accomplish that as a team.
Kiefer, I was looking at your stats, and they're very impressive. You're shooting 40% from 3-point distance.
Yeah, surprisingly.
You're averaging close to 14 points a game, close to 7 assists a game. Your only loss was to 30's team. 30's team.
Sadly.
Yeah. But what's it like playing with 2 imports on the floor at the same time? Are you now feeling comfortable playing with those 2 imports? I know that in a situation in the B League, a team can have 3 imports, but only 2 can play at a time. But they certainly soak up a lot of minutes kung dalawa sila at the same time.
Yeah, I guess it also, to each system its own way of playing the imports. Sometimes it can backfire with the team who plays their imports very, very long in the towards the end of the season, and our coach really balances everything. Sometimes you'd see it in the stat sheet. that you'd probably like the three of them would average around 26, 27 minutes. And that's far from the import average back in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Diba? So it's really actually that's where I'm really surprised, because here imports are really not tasked to carry the whole team, right?
Mhm.
So unlike in the Philippines, where scoring load, rebounding load, playing defense against the best player of the other team is really one of the what do you call this, needed things to cross out if you're a good import in the PBA. So here you got three guys you could shuffle, and I guess 30 would agree with that. The load is shared with each and everybody, from the locals to the imports. So I guess that's one thing that I've adjusted already, knowing that this is much easier. That you have to spread the wealth, and make sure everybody gets their spots and be comfortable with our system.
Mm. What are your days like? Because I know you have a lot of games. So, like, what does a week look like for you? You travel 2 days, train how many hours a day? What's it like? Because I know you have home and away games. 30. I'll start with you.
Well, Miss Dan, usually we practice twice a day. In the morning, we practice at 9 to 11 or 9 to 10. Mag-weights lang po kami, and then we have another 2 to 4 or 3 to 5 practice. But
Mhm.
regardless, if we don't have morning weights, everyone still pretty much goes to the gym to work out. And then after that, rest, recover. We have recovery machines in our gym. We take nagre-rehab po kami with the trainers, and
Mm.
we get a massage. Or when we're on the road naman, we practice in the morning, the day before the game, and then we
Mhm.
travel to the game to stay in the hotel, then spend the night, and then in the morning of the game, we practice. We do a shoot around for an hour, and then go back to the hotel, then back to the game. So ganun lang naman po yung schedule namin usually.
Mm. Kiefer, we hear you're a homebody, so this
Yeah.
this away games are shaking you up a bit, taking you out of your
Yeah,
comfort.
yeah, yeah. I've been. This is the week. This weekend is actually the first time that I'll be traveling away. The first four games we played it at home, but we're playing our neighbors, Kyoto. I'm 20
Oh,
minutes away from Kyoto, a 20-minute drive. So we just leave here and go there probably like 3-4 hours before the game, so we can prepare and do all of our routine. But basically, what 30 said, that's how our day is really. That's how our day really goes by. Wake up, practice in the morning, you do rehab, you do everything to get your body right, you rest. I'm fortunate enough. I have the lake out here, so I sometimes, if our practice is a little bit early, I'd go down. If there's still sun, I'll go down and stay out there for a couple of hours just to relax, unwind, and listen to music while I fish. Uh, Even though I don't catch anything, it's really more of the scenery and the experience that you go for. And most of the time I just stay up here in my apartment. 30 has already seen the apartment. He's already slept here. We just talk about stuff, basketball, family, and just trying to really prepare our bodies and our minds for another day. The following day, I guess that's the most important part. We can't really slack off into giving our bodies enough rest. So it's a long season. That's why we really need it.
Yeah.
Kiefer, what about the level of competition? Kung ikukumpara mo sa PBA, yung
Yeah.
level of competition ng B-League as against the PBA.
Actually, it's there. It's up there. Competition is almost the same. I always base it in the national team. Because when you play the national team, it's the best of the best of each country. So, and we've always had a tough matchup against Japan, and those are the players who play in their league. So that's how I see it. It's always there, and now that they're trying to improve and even further increase the competition by treating naturalized players as locals and not counting them as imports. So instead of having two imports, you can technically have three on the floor because the other one's a local because he's naturalized. So it increases the competition, and with us Asian imports coming in, further improves the competition as well. So I mean, it's nice that, you know, as a basketball fan myself, it's always nice to see the sport growing, and very refreshing to be part of that growing culture here in Japan. So, I mean, but you know, we're not too far. We're not far in terms of competition, as you would see the Filipino players doing well here. So, ibig sabihin, kaya talaga natin makipag-compete dito sa ligang to. So, yun naman for me.
What about the big Japanese stars whom you've played against? Tapos nakikita nyo ngayon and you'll be going up against them. Guys like Yajima, Takeuchi, those guys, Furukawa. Those guys have been playing in the national team for a long time, but I think they're still in the B League. When you see them, and you may not have seen them yet, but somewhere down the road during the season, ano sasabihin mo sa kanila? Because you know, you've faced each other, and now you're in the same league, but you're still going up against each other.
Well, I guess, you know, basketball is really small. We live in such a small world, especially with basketball. You would see familiar faces anywhere, and I played against Hajima, Tanaka, Daiki, Furukawa, Takeuchi once. Of course, you can't forget about Togashi. And you know, he's leading the league in I think the locals in scoring and in assists as well. So he's somewhere there, and among others, and it's nice to see them, and you know, you have that extra motivation, knowing that you guys faced each other, or you guys will face each other again in the national team representing your countries. So it's going to be nice, you know. I'm just excited to play against them. Hopefully, I get a chance.
Well, you both look super happy and super energized. I can tell by siguro dahil, you know, you're there for each other. But there are other Filipinos who are also there. I think like 7 or 8. So you have a group chat, or how is it? You keep in touch, talk to each other?
Yeah. 30 and I, you know, we made a group chat, and we're about to add players also in that chat. And actually, hindi lang yung basketball players, kasi we have two volleyball, three volleyball players. That's Bagunas, Marquespejo, and Jaja. And two thirds, Filipina, right? Filipina football players. So who are also here playing in Japan. So we're trying to gather all the numbers for everybody. You know, just to make sure everybody has, you know, somebody, if one visits another player or who's in town, we could always link in, have lunch or have dinner.
That's so nice. That's really so nice. Yeah, that makes a huge difference, diba? Malaking bagay. Oh, last year, Lonely Boy C30 eh.
Yeah, lonely C30.
But
now you're all good and well and staying injury-free, right, 30?
Yes, hopefully, Miss Dan. Tuloy lang po kasi,
you know, 30,
it's still a long season.
Yeah, it is a long season, but I can't forget the tremendous performance you put in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. That game against Indonesia when you scored 23 points. I thought that was a stellar performance for you. Are you looking forward to playing for GIAS again? I heard that in your contracts, there is a GIAS out clause that allows you to play for GIAS, and somehow the B League will adjust its schedule to allow you guys to play for your countries. Is that true?
Well, Sir Quinito, it's actually in the FIBA law. It doesn't have to be in the contract
Oh,
where
all right.
the
Okay.
player represents their countries, their respective clubs can't say no, or they should be always allowed to play for their respective countries. Somewhere in that light po. So, you know, just hopefully maging okay lahat, the schedule adds up. Ang tricky lang kasi yung quarantine.
Yeah.
We always have to take into
Yeah.
consideration that you have to quarantine for we don't know how long, but when you go back to Japan, it's going to be 2 weeks. So you're actually going to miss a lot of games.
Oh,
When
it's still 2 weeks.
yeah,
Yeah.
when it's 2 weeks, just for Japan, and we have like almost 3 games every week. So sana maging okay yung schedule when, just like what my brother said, they're trying to adjust the schedule sa B League. So hopefully maging okay lahat para naman po win-win situation lahat.
Yeah. Well, what about speaking about quarantine and traveling? I mean, how are your parents? Because they're usually at always on all your games and having the restriction of travel. So, are there any hopeful plans for them to be able to go and watch you? I mean, after your dad's finals, of course. I mean, your mom.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully they can come over. But again, the tricky part is really finding time on when the government of both the Philippines and Japan will allow to open its borders. Right now they're really strict. It's really mainly for deployed citizens who want to go back to Japan and the workers who can only apply for the visa. And right now it's still closed for tourists. So that's the hard part. So we just have to wait and see. And hopefully, it can come soon. To be nice for them to also have a vacation, and at the same time watch our games.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna be the first Filipinos once
Yeah,
in Japan once that tourist visa opens and the
yeah,
border opens. I'm pretty sure about that. So I know they're very excited naman po.
Well, you guys, your father is involved in the PBA semis. At this point of the interview, TNT is just one win away from making it to the final. So they have a twice to beat advantage in effect right now. Are you guys following the PBA? Are
yeah,
you keeping tabs with what's going on? And
yeah. Most definitely.
Tomorrow.
yeah. So how do you feel? How do you feel about the semifinals? And are you excited for all the four teams?
Yeah, very
Really?
excited.
Tell us, Keeper.
Meralco is trying to. Meralco just made it a series by winning, that big game, with Alain Maliksi shooting the lights out.
Yeah,
In
unbelievable.
that game, they won by 4 points. I think 102-98. So it was really a big win for Meralco. And now, Talking Tex with the addition of, I think Kelly's back. So
Kelly is back.
that's a very big plus for them. And Third D and I would always sometimes just talk about watching the game, or he'll text me that, or am I watching the PBA, and I will tell him, yeah, here's the link if you want to watch it. So I mean, we're both basketball fans, Third D and I. So anytime we can get a hold of any basketball game, we would try to do so. Like earlier, I was watching the WNBA finals.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So it
that's
was
the
the game.
series too.
Yeah, it
Chicago and
was.
Phoenix.
Yeah, it was game 2, and the
Uh-huh.
Phoenix won over Chicago overtime. So it was a nice matchup as well. So yeah.
Okay, my question to you, Kiefer, is: do you miss the PBA? And is it true that you'll only be playing in Japan for 1 year and then you'll be back in the PBA?
Yeah, of course, I miss the PBA. I miss my team. Most definitely, I miss the fans. It's actually very refreshing to see fans here to watch the
Yeah.
game and cheer. And I look back in the Philippines. Hopefully, the PBA can open its doors to the fans very soon, because I'm sure every player misses the fans also. And yeah, I have a 1-year contract over here, and wala pa naman ako nakukuhang ibang offers. And yeah, definitely I'll go back and play for NLEX and take it from there. just see wherever basketball takes me. So right now, my focus is to really playing my best and just maximizing the opportunity that the Shiga Lake Stars and my organization has given me. And that's my responsibility, and that's what I'm going to give them every single day in practice, every single day we play. So then I'll just control what I can control in the future.
Oh, we asked you about missing the PBA, but I think Dyan wants to ask you about missing someone. Dyan?
I'll save that for my last question. No, just yeah, no. Well, mamaya na yon, 30. Understand, you're gonna have a Christmas game. 30, you're gonna have a Christmas game?
Yes, po. Yeah, I think we're facing Osaka that time, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, we're gonna be on the road, so I'm gonna be spending my Christmas Eve at the hotel.
Wow. But you were telling us kanina na when you get a chance na kayo mga players na nandyan, yung the boys, like if you're in the same place, like you try to get together the night before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually that's what we do. During the games when we're in the city, pag may kaibigan po kami dun sa kalaban naming teams, we usually go for dinner. Magpapakain yung kung sino man yung nasa home. Their favorite spots, or they were just gonna have, a conversation about anything, just catch up or talk about what's gonna happen tomorrow. And it's always a great experience, especially now na marami na pong Filipino, marami na po kami nandito. So, a lot of dinners to look forward to.
Well, Dyan and I are both very proud of you guys, because
yes, super proud of your work ethic.
Wherever you go, you guys are Filipinos. You're carrying the Philippine flag, and when you're doing so well in the big league, as you're doing well right now, it makes everyone proud, and more fans are watching you guys. I think when you guys come back to the Philippines and play in the PBA or play for the Philippine team, you'll have even more fans, because they know what you've done internationally. They know what you've done as imports in a foreign country. And so they'll appreciate the sacrifice and the hard work that you're doing.
Yeah. O yan, itanong ko na, Quinito, itanong ko na.
Go.
No, because you know why? I've been a witness to Kiefer and Eliza. They're super supportive of each other's sports careers, which I think is fantastic. I'll never forget in the SEA Games, Kiefer used to wait in the sidelines. I think that was in Singapore or Malaysia ba yun, watching all the games, and vice versa. So, I mean, when the opportunity came for you to play in Japan, which means you were going to be gone a year, I mean, there was no hesitation, like super okay lang kay Liza, and how much are you missing each other?
Oh, yes, of course. We definitely miss each other. And I guess that's also one thing that goes well for the both of us. We both understand where we're standing right now at our points of in our career. So, and she's fully supportive of what I'm doing right now, and I'm fully supportive of what she's doing right now, into really trying different things that could help her be better and to get to know herself even better. Nakakatuwa lang din na marami ding sumusuporta, and of course, nami-miss mo din yung may nag-cheer sa'yo live na napapanood ka. So nakaka din na hopefully, 'di ba? Na pag nag-open nga yung borders, makapunta sila dito.
Yeah. Well, Eliza's now in the Big Brother house.
Yeah, I know.
So, how do you think she's gonna do?
That's what I'm saying. That she's trying different things, and if parang pag-grow din niya, definitely I'll support it. And at the end of the day, she's still a volleyball player, and she knows her priorities. She can balance anything. So I'm just looking forward to seeing her do Big Brother's tasks, yung mga tasks.
Yeah.
Tingnan natin kung ano mangyayari. I'm sure she's into it because she's really, really competitive.
Yeah.
So, the other housemates should watch out.
Quinito, let's ask 30 also his relationship status.
Yeah, okay.
Ilang
30,
ako.
your turn to say something about it.
Yes, yun po.
Hello, are you
He's in
single?
love.
Huh?
He's in love with basketball.
Married to the game. Married to the game po. Yun
Wow.
lang po yung sasabi ko.
But I hear you have a lot of foreign fans.
No, I've actually met with a couple of, friends out here. Some of them from my university, mga Filipino-Japanese na students from Ateneo. There are quite a few of them are
Yes.
here in
Actually,
Japan.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
Dyan, my last question is to both of these guys. What about the Japanese media? How have they been towards you? Because in the Philippines, as you all know, all of media love you.
Yeah.
So it's a very big change because media is very supportive of you brothers here in the Philippines. But now in Japan, you're in a foreign country. What about Japanese media? How have they been to you? Kiefer.
Very much supportive, especially I think with every team, meron talaga silang meron talaga silang assigned na media, and you'd see it on social media how their media operations are really active, whether on social media or we have newspapers here, magazines, and our relationship has always been good. I guess the difficult part is you always have to have a translator with you, but nevertheless, I guess that's also one thing that works with a league that has a home team, kasi parang nabibuild up talaga yung team sa city nyo mismo eh. So the people of the city really loves the team. Each and everybody has their own favorite players. Nakakatuwa kasi first time ko din magkaroon ng setting na ganito eh, na meron ka talagang nire-represent na city and nire-represent ka na picture. So relatively new for me, and the media here has been awesome. I think grabe nga yung support na napakita nila when they even came up with a sibling rivalry thing eh. Diba?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like even here I have a merchandise. I can show it to you guys. It's
let's see.
Yeah, I bought it from the game. So that's me.
they're selling those at the games.
Wow.
Diba? So
Nice.
So it says sibling rivalry, Kiefer Ravena
Yung tawag.
and 30 Ravena. Yeah, so that's one. And
That's nice.
we also have a towel. Yan, tapos yung kay 30 naman yung nandito sa side na to. So again, parang nakakatuwa. Yeah, very, it's nice to see yourself. It's just awkward for me to drink coffee from the mug, but it's a nice souvenir that we can always treasure for the rest of our lives, diba? So that's why I bought a lot.
Well, you're in a very rare opportunity, and again, as Quinito said, we're super proud of you, and keep up the hard work and keep raising our flag there, and mabuhay. Super
just want to ask 30 about his take on the media. Okay, we heard it from Kiefer. What about you, 30? What about the media? How has it been towards you?
Yeah, the same sentiment, Sir Quinito, as my brother. It's been all love out here in Japan. The media has been great. They even put up that sibling rivalry and really hyped it up. I think that's why a lot of people, even in Japan, were very excited. Even the Japanese people were asking me, "Oh, how's your brother? How's his play?" So it got them very excited, and I think they're also loving the reception from the Filipinos, and not just us, but from everyone who's playing here in Japan, not just basketball. I'm sure even in the volleyball they've been loving the the love they've been getting from the Filipinos as well. So yeah, just like what I mentioned, nothing but love out here in Japan. Even our team made a Viber group because no one really uses Viber in Japan, but it's made by Rakuten, which is Japanese.
Yeah.
And they made a Viber group just for me and for the team to get in touch with the Filipino fans. So, we have I think 3,000 members in that group.
Wow.
That's
Filipino
nice.
slang, and then they just put out information about the team and how I played, and they even created Viber stickers. I actually had a documentary in partnership with Rakuten and Gatsby and the Mandom with Mandom, and they really wanted to reach out to the Filipinos. So it's been amazing out here in Japan, and especially
That's
the love that I've been
fantastic.
getting.
Fantastic. I'm
We're
sure
so
all the
proud.
Pinoys
We're
are
so
so
proud.
excited that you're there, and we're so proud that you're representing our country.
Pero
So
siyempre, miss na din namin yung mga sports writers and media
Whoa!
friends
Okay,
namin dyan sa
Yes,
Philippines.
of course.
Siyempre, yan ang mga
Never say
namimiss
no.
namin.
Always open naman, always open.
Yeah, we're always here for you guys.
yeah,
So-
thanks a lot.
And thanks a lot for accommodating us. We know it's hard for you guys because of your schedules there, but thank you for agreeing to come out on our show. Diane and I are very, very happy. Always very proud of you, brothers.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
so
so
much
much
for
God bless.
Yan.
Go,
Thank
go,
you.
go, laban.
Yes.
Thank you again on behalf
Domo
of
arigato
much.
gozaimashita. Wow, that was so much fun to talk to Kiefer and 30. You can see that they're both super happy, and I'm so happy because you can see they love to play basketball, and and the thing that I like about both of them is they're very hardworking talaga. They're very dedicated, and it's just so nice to see that so far everything's good. They're getting a great reception, and I think that they're gonna have 30 anyway. I think 30 is gonna get much better results this year, and yeah, I think it's such an inspiration, especially for the other players that that we can go out there and play in the Japan B League and compete.
Yeah, just looking at the stats of both Kiefer and 30, you have to be impressed, especially since both these guys are playing with two imports playing together. So
Right.
in terms of load, in terms of what the imports are supposed to be doing, these guys are earning big bucks as imports. So they have to prove themselves to management. They deserve the salaries that they're earning. So they want to be able to score points. They want to be able to get the rebounds. So there's really very little else that the teammates can do. But looking at the stats of 30 and Kiefer, you're seeing that they're contributing big numbers.
Yeah.
Even with those imports on the court, Kiefer and 30 are making a definite impact in the B League. And it just makes you proud that two Filipinos, brothers, are getting the job done in Japan. And not only them, but I think it's also great that Kobe Paras is refinding himself, rediscovering himself, and getting numbers, getting statistics, getting playing time, and getting back the old confidence that we knew he had, but somehow lost along the way. So, I feel the Japanese league is a great transition league because in the end, I really feel that these players are going to go back to the Philippines and play before their countrymen. The PBA is going to be their ultimate home. So this is a transition for them. These boys are not going to be staying in the Japanese league forever. Eventually, they're going to come back here, and with a ton of experience that they're gaining right now in Japan, they're going to bring it to the PBA. And the Filipino fans will love them when they do come back.
Yes, thank you again, Kiefer and 30, and keep up the great job you're doing out there, and as well to all the Filipino players playing in the B League. Mabuhay kayo. We are supporting you. Well, that's going to do it for us here on Play It Right, where you hear about the latest on the greatest in sports. I'm Dyan Castillejo.
And this is Quinito Henson.
And we're here to Play It Right.